Good evening and welcome to our news program. And we begin tonight with a significant legal development in the United States. A three-judge panel from the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit heard arguments on Tuesday regarding former President Donald Trump's claim of immunity from prosecution concerning the 2020 election. Special Counsel Jack Smith has filed charges against Trump in a federal court in Washington, D.C., and the former president was present during the arguments. In response to the 4 counts against him, Trump has entered a not guilty plea, including charges of conspiracy to defraud the United States, obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to obstruct the right to vote and to have one's vote counted, and a broader conspiracy charge. Trump asserts that his actions in 2020 were part of his official presidential responsibilities, making him immune from prosecution. Remarkably, all 3 judges presiding over the case are women. Karen Henderson, nominated by President George H.W. Bush in 1990, and Michelle Childs and Florence Pan, nominated by President Joe Biden. After leaving the court, Trump addressed the media from the Waldorf Astoria, stating that his legal team's arguments went well during the court proceedings. In his remarks, Trump expressed his belief that it is very unfair when a political opponent, is prosecuted. They're losing in every poll, they're losing in almost every demographic, referring to President Biden. He went on to characterize the prosecution against him as a threat to democracy and emphasized that he believes he has done nothing wrong. The outcome of these legal arguments holds far-reaching consequences for the historical criminal case against Trump, raising larger questions about whether a former president can face charges for actions taken while in office. Thank you for staying tuned. Now let's delve deeper into the ongoing legal saga involving former President Donald Trump. Despite the United States Supreme Court rejecting a request to intervene last month, it's anticipated that the highest court in the land will likely hear additional appeals soon. The case is currently in limbo, awaiting an appeal, with Special Counsel Jack Smith and his team eager to resume the trial before the crucial November election, underlining the urgency of a prompt decision. However, Trump's legal team is pursuing a strategy beyond mere dismissal. They aim to utilize an appeals process that could extend for an extended period, potentially pushing the trial beyond its initially scheduled start date of March 4th, and perhaps even beyond the election. Following his arraignment in August, Trump is poised to make his inaugural court appearance in Washington, D.C., one of the 4 cities where he faces criminal prosecutions and potential trials. Early indications suggest that he might use this appearance to paint himself as an innocent bystander entangled in a politically biased judicial system. As Republicans in Iowa gear up to nominate a presidential candidate, Trump's argument may resonate with them, despite the absence of evidence indicating that President Joe Biden has influenced the case. In a recent social media post, Trump asserted his entitlement to immunity as president and commander-in-chief, stating, "I was looking for voter fraud and finding it, which is my obligation to do and otherwise running our country." It's important to note that anyone who has served as president is generally immune from lawsuits based on actions taken while in office. However, the courts have never definitively ruled on whether this immunity extends to criminal prosecution, as no president prior to Trump has ever faced indictment. Trump's legal team is vehemently asserting that the courts lack the authority to scrutinize the president's official actions and decisions. They argue that prosecuting Trump would constitute a radical departure from over 200 years of American tradition, potentially setting the stage for more politically motivated prosecutions. This argument mirrors a similar motion submitted in a separate criminal case in Georgia on Monday. On the contrary, Special Counsel Jack Smith's legal team contends that presidents do not enjoy absolute immunity, challenging the notion that Trump's alleged actions, such as planning to use fake electors and urging Vice President Pence to reject electoral votes on January 6, 2021, are unrelated to his official responsibilities. In a brief, Smith's team highlighted the potential danger of granting a former president immunity from criminal prosecution, particularly in a case where the allegations involve criminal conduct, to unlawfully prolong a stay in office beyond the term. They emphasized that the presidency and the democratic system would be at risk if a president attempted to remain in office illegally without the fear of criminal consequences. The crux of the matter revolves around the interpretation of the law. If the prosecution's stance prevails, it raises questions about whether a president could potentially evade legal consequences for actions such as bribery for a government contract, instructing the FBI to plant evidence against a political opponent, or even selling sensitive nuclear secrets to a foreign adversary. This legal battle continues to unfold with high stakes, impacting not only the future of Trump's legal predicament, but also setting potential precedents for the legal boundaries surrounding a former president's accountability. We will be closely monitoring any developments in this intricate legal chess game. Stay tuned for further updates.